Dr. Luke, who I'm signed to also, is like a mentor of mine. He works with Nicki a lot. You know, they did a lot of songs together, and he was having a camp. Some artists, you know, as creative as Nicki, she wants to bring other creative people in to just keep the vibe going. And I knew everybody was gonna try to like present her some like kind of like poppy stuff or like did it on them rap kind of hooks. And I knew my dream was to give Nicki some Caribbean because I'm Jamaican. They had this beat, and when I did the hook to it, I went and played it for her, and she enjoyed it. You know, we collaborated through email and got it right, and you know, she kept me on it, which was dope, because, you know, some artists, she didn't have to. So, you know, shout out to Nicki for keeping me on the joint, yeah. You know, I don't remember exactly what the show was with the Heavy D pit, but I was with my dad. There's two stories that day. I think my dad told me and my mom, well, I saw Heavy D, and my dad took that picture. I probably didn't even know who Heavy was at the time. Of course, now he's a legend, God bless the soul. And then I remember my mom and my dad telling me, I think I saw TUPAC somewhere that day, honestly. And I yelled, I think, you know, my mom could be, she's not a liar, so I think I believe her. Like, I yelled out the window, like, TUPAC or something, and like he waved or something happened like that. She told me a story, but yeah, that Heavy D picture was, I had the denim zip up with the reggae belt. Yeah, I was fly that day. Tonight Show was my first ever like national TV, and I got to do it with the Roots. I was like, I don't know, man, it's like unexplainable. They're the Roots, and then, you know, Jimmy Fallon, and the show was crazy, and, you know, I got to meet Black Thought. I'm like, yo, it's the man. So that night was like just something I probably never, of course I'll never forget, but it's really dope. Well, with the Mystical POPPIN, I say POPPIN for the children. Yeah, my big homie, CO and Mystical, actually, because for a long time I was known as like when my brother was, when he graduated to taking over the studio and we learned about the studio business, he used to let me come on the weekends. He was like, I had school, you know, I was a kid, so he'd be like, if you want to come to the studio and learn and sit around, come on the weekends. And CO, actually, from Slip and Slide Records, who was on a lot of those classic Trick records, was friends with my brother. And so he got into songwriting, and then one day I was around, and I was with him. He was like, yo, you want to write a song with me? It ended up being, you know, that. I didn't know nothing about publishing. I don't know nothing about, I was just like, all right, I'll help out. And then it turned out being on his Greatest Hits album, and I don't know what happened with it, but I was so young. I was just like turned to be like, I wrote a song, and this, you know, I could have went back to school and said something, nobody believed me, but it was cool. Yeah, I was mad young.